Hi, John. This is Franco. Happy 30th anniversary. It's amazing the mystery still linger through all these years. But this is a season of giving and accepting. So, John, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Thank you, Franco. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you and all yours and all the Steelers of yesteryear and all the Steeler fans of yesteryear and Dirk DiNardo.
And Frenchie. Bettis. That was, you know, it's a funny thing about the Steelers. They've been around for a long time before. That was the first time they ever won a playoff game.
Yeah, and, you know, I mean, as tough as that was, and I had great deal of respect for the Pittsburgh Steelers of that era and for their coach, Chuck Nolan, and most of all for their owner, Art Rooney. I mean, you talk about guys that built the league and, you know, I mean, who's really the guy? Art Rooney is, he was a real deal. I mean, Art Rooney was just a great, great man.
And his son now, Dan, of course, runs the, there is Dan.
And as down as I was in that game, if there was anything to be happy for, it was for his dad.
And Dan very much carrying on in the tradition of his father, the Rooney family.
Personal foul on number 47 of the defense.
Lynch.
Personal foul on number 37 of the offense. After the ball was dead, the foul was offset. Third down.
No, 37. Maybe he means Bettis. 36. Yeah.
I'll tell you, remember when before the game Warren Sapp runs through the Pittsburgh Steeler warm-ups? It was Jerome Bettis that hit Sapp as he ran through there.
After the two had exchanged long-distance pleasantries and our tees tonight in the open. Third down and 5 from the 45. And that's dropped by Christopher Afala.
That's funny. Maybe the Steelers don't need it, but doesn't it seem like the offense they started and played in the first quarter was a lot better than what they've been doing in the second and third quarters?
1,000% at this point.
And probably, you know, Tampa Bay's defense has a little to do with it. But if Tampa Bay is going to be in this game or get in this game, they're probably going to have to get a turnover. I mean, their defense is going to have to make a play and not just stopping them, but a scoring type play.
When the moisture flies, you know the tower is really exercised. And Ruin's punt. How's that for a little bit of spin back? So Tom Ruin, the longtime Bronco, cut by the Giants out on the street, comes in and kicks a beauty.
Introducing the new 215 horsepower Chrysler PT Turbo.
You really think Bionic Woman would beat the $6 million man in a foot race? She was smaller, so she's more aerodynamic.
With a Getrag manual transmission.
He was $6 million. Now, what was she? 3, 4.5 tops?
Guys, it was a TV show. They're not real.
What if they had a kid? That'd be one fast kid.
PT Turbo. It'll really have you thinking fast. Now, for a limited time, choose one of 3 $500 Sony personal entertainment packages when you buy any new PT Cruiser.
Mom doesn't need a talking toaster, and your daughter hates your taste in clothes. So this holiday, get something from Verizon Wireless that the whole family will love. Get them the America's Choice National Family Share Plan, now with unlimited night and weekend minutes on up to 4 separate lines, so everyone can share all they want. Plus, hurry and buy one Motorola phone for $29.99 and get a second free, because you just can't keep in touch with a fruitcake. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good.
For a sign. A large event is coming.
I'm waiting for you.
Why would God do this?
coming in January to ABC. Viewer discretion advised.
Quarterback change. It's Rob Johnson who now comes in halfway through the third quarter. So King was 9 of 26, showing for 73 yards. One interception, run back for a touchdown. And now they go with the ex-Jaguar, next build, Rob Johnson. First pass complete. Keenan McCardell up to the 14-yard line.
As we look at Sean King, tonight wasn't his night. I mean, he had a couple runs, but he just started. First pass, he hesitates just a little, holds it too long. Chad Scott picks it off and scores with it. This is about the only good things that Sean King did. Other than that, he just didn't have him. He wasn't timed up. He wasn't in any kind of rhythm, and never did get in any kind of rhythm.
Again, if you joined us late, Brad Johnson, a bruised lower back, barely practiced this week, and so they had to go with King. Rob Johnson was the number 2 quarterback as Allstott picks up the first down. Rob was number 2 at the beginning of the season. In fact, he was given the opportunity when he came here to even win the number 1 job. But now he goes from the possible number 1 to number 2 down to number 3. And they've been talking about his potential, John, for 8 years.
And I think that sack thing, that he just takes too many sacks. I mean, and John Gruden, the West Coast offense, his offensive quarterback has to get back quickly, get the ball out of there. Rob Johnson tends to hold it a little too long, like that.
Right there, perfect example for a guy who backed up Brunell when he came into the league, and everybody said, boy, this is the kind of guy that, you give him a chance, and Buffalo said, we'll give him a lot of money, and he spent 4 years in Buffalo, but started only 1 year.
See, on that 3-step drop, it has to come back a sharp 3-step drop. That was a sloppy 3-step drop, but it has to be booming. That 3rd step hits, and that ball has to come out. You see, he was in no position for that ball to come out.
When I say he started only 1 year in Buffalo, 1 year in which he played the majority of the games. He made 11 starts in 2000. 8 starts last year, half the year. And apart from that, in single digits, is Keyshawn Johnson takes it up to the 27-yard line, a little short of the first.
We were talking about the Steelers defense and their defensive game plan and how it was to rush Brad Johnson, and Brad Johnson didn't play tonight. And then Sean King got outside him a couple times because they lost containment. But now with Rob Johnson, they can go back to that. Although Rob Johnson can run better than Brad Johnson can. But if you want to sack, I mean, you're happy to see Rob Johnson in there playing quarterback.
And he picks up the first. So Keyshawn was able to move the chains with 4.5 left in the third.
I think if somehow the Buccaneers, whether their defense, special teams, or offense, can get a score or two here, I wouldn't be surprised to see Brad Johnson in the 4th quarter. I think if there's this spread of 17 points, I wouldn't think there's any chance of seeing Brad Johnson. But if they get it close, I could see him in there.
From the 28-yard line. Rob Johnson, there he is again.
See, it's just that half a beat long. Yeah, I mean, he's always done that. He just holds the ball just a half a beat long and lets that pass rush get to him. I mean, if the ball is out of there just a split second before, he wouldn't have these sacks.
Aaron Smith.
And this is the thing that John Gruden was talking about, and that's why Sean King started. He said Rob Johnson just has too many negative plays. And this is one here. I mean, that ball either has to be out of there or you have to take off before that. Get it out or take off.
Aaron Smith, 91, the star of this drive. Both of his sacks coming on the drive. 2nd down and 13. Johnson throws, and looks like the immaculate reception for just a minute as McCardell and Deshae Townsend collide.
I tell you, these extra defensive backs have really done a good job. Townsend there. We've seen Mike Logan. We've seen Hank Poteet. You know, all those 5th, 6th, and 7th defensive backs for this Steeler defense have done a good job tonight.
3rd down and 13 from the 25-yard line.
If they're in that defense right now, they have 6 defensive backs in there.
Gilden looked like he was tippy-toeing up, and then he backs off into coverage. And Johnson throws and finds his man, Keyshawn, over the middle. Keyshawn Johnson between the hash marks, and they convert on 3rd and long.
And that's what they've been doing to the Buccaneers all night, is getting them in these long yardage situations. They finally got it this time. Here's Logan again. We saw him up playing like a linebacker. They don't bring him. They overload from the left side, bring the blitz from the left side. But again, that time Rob Johnson had plenty of time to find Keyshawn Johnson in the middle of the field.
Johnson to Johnson for 17 yards on a 3rd and 13. 3 minutes left in the 3rd. Johnson stepping out, surveying, throws, caught near side by Joe Jaravicius, and that's a 1st down at the 37-yard line.
Yep, they caught Joey Porter going to the inside. He went inside of Roman Oben. Oben just takes him inside. Rob Johnson sees and feels that and gets right outside of Joey Porter. I think, again, Joey Porter has had no respect for the run to his side or the quarterback scrambling out to his side. Watch him right here. So he takes the inside right there. Now, right at that point, Rob Johnson has this corner.
Drive started at the 5-yard line. Johnson's first of the night, 1st down here. Stepping up under pressure, another sack. That's 3 now since he's come into the game. Kimo von Oelhoffen gets this one.
Well, remember last year when these two teams played, it was Brad Johnson. They sacked him 10 times. In fact, both teams said that it could have been 15 or it could have been 20 sacks that night, the way they were playing.
If you're a defensive player and you see Rob Johnson in the game and think of yourself as a Lion, he has to look like fresh meat.
Well, I mean, he does. I mean, that's the thing. And I think Brad Johnson probably did to this Steelers team too.
2nd and 14. Hangs in there, throws, caught by Keyshawn, and he takes it to the 18-yard line.
And that time, by holding the ball, that bought Rob Johnson something then. I mean, he held it, he brought it down, and by doing that, he had pretty good protection, and he was able to come back to Keyshawn Johnson. Watch him, you see him bring it down, and then he turns from the right to the left, and Keyshawn Johnson was probably his 3rd read in that progression, because he went right, then he went middle, and he come back to the left.
From the 18-yard line. 1st down. Caught by Keyshawn to the 2. You know, it's such a strange thing statistically. If you get sacked, it counts against your passing yardage. If he throws a touchdown pass here, because of that, he will have thrown for 100 yards on this drive. 100.
Right, and the thing is they're just giving Keyshawn Johnson way too much room. You don't play that far off Keyshawn Johnson down here. This is the thing that John Gruden brought to this offense. They used to get in the red zone, and they'd always run. And now, even Keyshawn was saying the other day, we'll get down here like this on the 2-yard line, and we'll still throw the ball.
1st and goal. Gets away, throws, and a little high, but at least he avoided the sack. Ricky Dudley is 88. Now the pressure put on Aaron Smith, nearly had the hat trick in sacks.
Well, they brought Mike Alstein in to make him think it was run, and then to pack him in there and run the bootleg to get the outside. The Steelers did a good job of containing him on the bootleg. Well, Warren Sapp was thinking, just get us one here. Now, Warren Sapp does come in and play offense on the goal line. That's the other reason he's up there. He plays the second tight end.
92 yards in the drive, but as we say, because of the sacks counting against the passing yardage, Johnson's thrown for 97 yards on this drive. 2nd down and goal. Drops the ball. Covered by the Steelers. Stripped by Casey Hampton. And so here they were on the verge of getting right back into it on a gigantic play by Casey Hampton at the end of the 3rd quarter.
And who would think a nose tackle would make a play like that? But watch just Casey Hampton just right up here in the middle. He just goes right through Cozy Coleman.
And that too counts as a sack.
Woo.
Early in the morning when I wake up, I think, have I dreamt this whole thing? I get up and realize that JetBlue is serving tens of thousands of people on a daily basis.
We started 16 years ago with 2 people in one room. Our objective was to become the leading advertising and marketing services company in the world.
Growing up in the Detroit area, washing cars for $1.75 an hour was a great way to learn business from the ground up. Sun Microsystems is the best provider of network equipment for the world.
What I love about building a company is changing what's possible.
And trying to do something that has never been done before.
The way you succeed is by having a very clear vision and then executing that.
The day we went public was a huge birth of a new idea and a new company.
We knew we had to be a NASDAQ-listed company.
What NASDAQ gives you is a global name.
It gives us a platform, a stage on which to operate in every country of the world. WPP,
JetBlue,
Sun Microsystems, listed on NASDAQ.
We're taking a heritage of performance to the next level with greater control from new wraparound grips, the rugged durability of a metal gearbox, and built-in work lights for spot-on visibility in any lighting. At Skill, we share your passion for home improvement, which is why we've challenged ourselves to create the most forward-thinking new tools possible. Introducing the all-new power tool line from Skill with built-in work lights. It's what's next.
Monday Night Football being brought to you by Michelob Light, the beer with a smooth taste and a nice finish. Office Depot, what you need to know. And Chrysler, drive equals love. Parade of boats here in the Tampa Bay area over the weekend.
One thing, they have great water here, don't they? I took a walk today, and I'll tell you, this is a very clean city. It's like there's someone sweeping all the time. Everything looks about, the streets, the road, everything is about as clean as it can be.
Jerome Bettis picks up 2 to the 12, and that will be the end of the third quarter. Score is the same as it was at the end of the first quarter. Pittsburgh 17, Tampa Bay nothing. And Monday Night Football resumes after this from our ABC stations.
Jeff Garcia and the Niners have clinched the division title, but the Rams look to end the season with an upset over their Bay Area rivals. Michaels and Madden are here for Monday night.
Had your eye on a new Cadillac? Get into one of our season's best. Cadillac. Breakthrough.
Get 0% APR on all 2002 and 2003 Cadillac models at your Cadillac dealer.
Like a sweet melody. I'm a lucky so-and-so. The bell's gonna ring for me. Would you believe I got peace of mind? And I'll be grooving at Christmas time.
'Tis the season to get a Pontiac Vibe for only $14,995 after $2,000 cash back.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
When Nissan designed the taillights on the Nissan Altima, were we thinking safety or style? Yes. These taillights really have stopping power. Let your Nissan dealer introduce you to the new Altima for $18,999. Right.
Bucs fans love ABC Action News.
Back in Tampa as we start the fourth quarter. Sports Center on ESPN will follow the game. Bring you up to date as week 16 of the NFL season concludes. Al Michaels, John Madden, Melissa Stark, Tampa 17-0. Pittsburgh on top. And we begin with a second down and 8. Tommy Maddox flipping to Hines Ward. And he gets tackled by Brian Kelly. And a flag goes down for a face mask.
You were talking about this offensive line of the Pittsburgh Steelers and what a good job they've done. I mean, just think, you really haven't mentioned Simeon Rice's name too much, a Pro Bowl player. Warren Sapp, other than what he did in the pregame and stuff, his name hasn't been called. Greg Spires, the other defensive end. Chardrick Darby. I mean, they've really done a good job of blocking. How about Derek Brooks? I mean, they've gotten guys on all of this front seven of this Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense, and they just haven't let them run wild or crazy.
There's no foul on the play. The player grabbed the helmet and not the face mask. Second down.
Yeah, someone says that's a bad call. Which one? The one where he called face mask, or the one that he said, I was just kidding when I called face mask?
Sounded like Maddox's voice.
We talked about, again, that offensive line. Wayne Gandy out here, we just saw doing a good job on Simeon Rice. Because, and this is when he has to do the job right here. This is when Simeon Rice here is at his best, when you get 3rd and long.
Maddox from the gun. It's lofted, and it's caught by Burris. And boy, has he come of age this year.
Didn't you just wonder when they were going to get back to that? That was the way they started the game in the first quarter, and then they went away from it. And you just feel that it's still there. That one was on Brian Kelly. And if you watch Plexico Burris, he's such a big guy and strong and so athletic. You can just throw a jump ball up there, and his percentage to get is probably 75%. And that's not a bad play right there.
6'5" going over the 5'11" Kelly, and it's a beautiful throw and a beautiful catch. And Plexico Burris, apart from the one game a couple of weeks ago where he dropped 4 or 5 balls against Houston and everything went wrong that day for Pittsburgh, has just he's been a Pro Bowl caliber ever since Maddox took over.
Well, and again, it's been that thing, we showed how much Maddox likes to throw to his left, although that one was to the right. But usually they go strong or an overload to the right. I mean, you have a tendency to go strong with your formations to the right. Put Plexico Burris on the left side or away from their offensive overload, get one-on-one, and that's where he's caught a lot of his passes.
A lot of long pass plays for him, as you saw. 3 tonight of 20 or more yards. 2nd down and 7. And the bus will pick up some yardage and take some more time off the clock. Under 13 minutes, Brooks makes the hit.
Sometimes, that old zone dog where you drop defensive linemen stuff. The thing you want to do to that is to really run right at it. And that's exactly what the Steelers did on that play. What's Simeon Rice? You see, he's dropping out like it's a pass. And they run right at him. See, they caught him where the defensive lineman, instead of being a rusher, becomes a linebacker and run right at him. That's what you try and call into, or sometimes even luck into.
3rd and 2 from the 45. Take it to Burris. And then the pass is thrown into the arms of the linebacker Jason Gilvin, so it's 4th down.
Hey, one thing, either the Steeler offense has kind of calmed themselves down, or this Tampa Bay defense has calmed the offense down, because they haven't been able to put things together since that first quarter. And I think this Tampa Bay defense, if they're going to win, they're going to have to score some touchdowns.
Tampa Bay's offense self-destructing tonight. The fumble at the 7-yard line, and then the sack and the fumble as the kick goes into the end zone. And the offense will now take over at the 20-yard line, with Rob Johnson coming back out. The time running out.
And if you ever saw...
Roll over your 401k?
Of course.
But it's not like you're going to let it just sit there.
No, you're going to push it and prod it and make demands on it.
Then you're going to put it in the hands of money managers who won't give it a moment's rest.
Yeah, you're going to roll over your 401k.
You're just going to make sure it doesn't roll over and play dead.
Call a Fidelity Retirement Specialist to roll over your 401k. Because you're not just invested, you're personally invested.
Own blood work
Friday on DVD and video. FBI agent Terry McCaleb is the best.
What do you have?
And that's exactly who the killer wants to play with.
You and me, we're like Cain and Abel.
From Academy Award-winning director Clint Eastwood, Bloodwork. Own it Friday on DVD and video.
With its new available Power Stroke diesel and 5-speed automatic torque shift transmission that generates 560 pound-feet of torque and 325 horsepower, the Ford F-Series Super Duty pulls faster and easier than any other diesel pickup. Ford F-Series, the best-selling truck on the planet.
Well, guess that settles that.
Yep.
It's built Ford tough.
Got a buck? You're in luck. With something hot, something beefy, or something just plain irresistible tastes and incredible values every day, only on McDonald's Dollar Menu.
Get weather and traffic whenever you pass your TV in the morning. Get non-stop weather and traffic only on ABC Action News this morning. Now starting at 4:55 a.m.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel.
Can't think of two better coaches to satirize in that manner. Of course, John Gruden stands alone when it comes to facial contortions. And Cowher, of course, has had his moments.
Yeah, and Bill Cowher's been around for a long time. I mean, you think of how young he is, but I mean, and how long he's been coaching. He's brought that look here for many years.
He's the dean, longest tenured coach, and John Gruden is the youngest coach in the league at 39. It's already his 5th season, 4 in Oakland and now here.
Well, this isn't the offense tonight that they paid him for. Of course, he's playing it without his quarterback.
2nd down and 10 is Rob Johnson, who took over for Sean King. Gets sacked again. Joey Porter. That's 6 sacks tonight for Pittsburgh. 4 on Rob Johnson. Make it 5 now. 5.
Joey Porter finally got an inside and had a quarterback there. Every other time Joey Porter would take an inside, the quarterback was getting outside him. This time he's coming in, and you see him. He comes on a delay. He waits for the lineman to get up, and then he just waits until they all get blocked. You see, wait, now come. And when you have speed like Joey Porter does, you can make those kind of plays on delayed blitzes.
9 sacks on the season for Joey. 3rd down and 20 now. Johnson swings it to the outside, and that's caught, but it won't be a first down. 15 yards when they needed 20. Keenan McCardell tackled by Hank Poteet. So Tampa Bay 3 and out.
And I know what John Gruden's thinking. We can't have those negative plays with this West Coast offense. You want those short, quick passes, run after the catch, and all those things. And there's really not a heck of a lot of plays in any offense for 3rd and long, but in this West Coast offense, they don't handle those situations well.
Here's Tom Tupa's 7th punt of the night. Let him go! Antoine Randall is back, and this is another low line drive that scoots out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. And the Steelers now have the ball, a 17-point lead, and 10:46 on the clock as they seek the AFC North title.
Morning, Joe. New haircut?
No. New shoes? No.
Hey, Joe. You been working out?
No.
Hey, Joe. Shave your mustache?
Nope.
You sure that's not a new haircut?
Yes.
Did you just get back from vacation?
No.
Did you get a promotion?
No.
Did I?
No.
No.
What's different? He finally asked his doctor about Viagra. Ready to ask your doctor about Viagra for the first time? Find out if a free sample is right for you. To learn more, visit Viagra.com. Ask your doctor and see the difference.
Ford Focus. It has a European tuned suspension for exceptional maneuverability and control. That's why Automobile Magazine calls it the best small car to drive. So don't be surprised if you can handle whatever the road throws at you. Ford Focus.
Come on, guys.
This is Dwayne Washington of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
But this is my favorite painting of them all.
Dwayne helps the United Way build stronger communities by supporting after-school programs for kids.
Based on traditional thinking, he was considered a surrealist. Abstract thinking, yet classical form, was how the French interpreted the movement.
That looks like spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
This holiday season, ABC wishes you and yours a very red, white, and blue Christmas. NYPD Blue. ABC Tuesdays, 10/9 Central.
Tampa Bay area. This is the city of Tampa. Raymond James Stadium, ball to 38. The Steelers will start to work on the clock. And nobody to do that any better than the bus. And the bus takes the ball to the Tampa Bay 33-yard line.
And there's a flag back here, but did Wayne Faneca, the left guard, make a block on Warren Sapp? You know, and that's a thing that Bill Cowher wanted to do, the Steelers wanted to do.
Number 72, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
And that's not number 66, but Faneca's the guy that made the block. We said that we hadn't heard much about Warren Sapp, and this is why right here. You see Faneca take him, stay with him, stay with him, stay with him, get him turned, and Jerome Bettis just ran right by him. Now the hold is on number 72, Jerry Gandy. See, he starts to the inside, and he just grabs Simeon Rice. Wayne Gandy. But Wayne Gandy's been doing a heck of a job blocking Simeon Rice. He didn't have to do that, and the block that Faneca put on Warren Sapp, that was the one that sprung Jerome Bettis. Sapp didn't even see him run by him.
Well, they've been critical of Gandy in a couple of Pittsburgh papers recently, but tonight, good performance for him as Amos Zaraway takes the ball up to the 32-yard line. Mark Bulger, who, if he doesn't play next week, and it looks like he won't qualify as the passing champion, but right now he has the lead, the NFL average 80.9, and Tampa Bay's opponents this year 47.5, a very low rating. They took care of McNabb, they took care of Warner, they took care of Michael Vick twice, and Brett Favre was held to a 36 pass rating. But tonight it's Tommy Maddox who's had the measure of that defense as he hits Hines Ward here for his 17th completion in 23 attempts for 236 yards.
You know, and from the start of the game, Tommy Maddox has looked comfortable. And again, the way to keep a quarterback comfortable is to keep him clean. And when you're playing on a grass field and you're wearing a white jersey and it's this clean in the fourth quarter, your offensive line has done a heck of a job protecting you.
3rd and 2 for Maddox, who went to UCLA. Not long after, Troy Aikman left Westwood, #1 pick of Denver, to back up Elway in '92.
Look at that jersey. There's not a grass spot on it.
3rd and 2, and the former insurance salesman with a little pitch and then a toss forward to Zaraway. So a little toss to Randall L, and then Randall L flips it forward to Zaraway, and that's a first down.
That's the types of things you can do when you have a Randall L and you have a Hines Ward. You can do those option types of things. You know, he was a quarterback, and watch what they do is they just flip it to him. You see, they just flip it to him right here, and then he runs an option off it, just like an option quarterback would down the line. He could have kept that and got it to the outside. If they come to get him, he just pitches it.
You saw there was a shot. We saw Cordell Stewart laughing in the background. He's enjoying it, even though Cordell's on the bench right now on 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. And we'll talk about the Steeler quarterback situation and what they do next year with the salaries and all that. But first, John, Next year, Irving, Texas. Bill Parcells on the sidelines. What do you think? Any chance?
I think it's a possibility. I mean, I think it's something that Jerry Jones looked into. I think Bill Parcells was interested. They talked on an airplane in New Jersey for 5.5 hours. And I know Jerry doesn't want to be stood up there, and he doesn't want to be embarrassed. And so I think if it's going to happen, it's going to happen quickly. I would think if it doesn't happen in the next 10 days, it's not going to happen. And if it is going to happen, it's going to happen probably a week from today or tomorrow.
Bettis. Parcells is like you. He doesn't like to fly, so when you say they talked on an airplane, let it be noted that that airplane was on the ground.
I would talk in that situation. Yeah, Jerry Jones flew his airplane into, what is it, Teterboro?
Into Teterboro Airport.
Yeah, and he was there, and then he just came and talked to him. And Jerry Jones doesn't want to go through what Malcolm Glazier went through last year, or what Hugh Culverhouse went through. And I think that's why he would put a deadline on it. If we're going to do this, let's go and do it. Let's not talk about it for a month or so or string anything out.
Well, Bill loves to be courted, and he's being courted right now.
By a guy who loves to court.
To flirt. 3rd down and 5 at the 41-yard line as Bettis rams forward to the 35. I think it would be a very formidable duo. I know Jerry comes in for a lot of stuff from a lot of people who don't know the guy. One thing about Jerry Jones I've always said is, no matter what you think of him, the man has 3 Super Bowl trophies, which is 3 more than a lot of other owners.
Yeah, and the thing about Jerry Jones, some idiot just ran on the field, and the police are going to nab him down there in the end zone, but they can't catch him now. But anyway, you know, I agree. I mean, Jerry Jones is a bright guy and he's a smart owner, and he has to turn this thing around. I mean, the Cowboys are going in the wrong direction, and they're just kind of falling apart, and something. I think they need a smack. I mean, something abrupt has to happen to them.
And nothing more abrupt than that. I mean, it's a team that needs to be revamped, obviously. They have a lot of questions to answer. What do you do with Emmitt Smith? Do you bring him back? Team getting older. 3 bad years in a row and all of that. And, you know, maybe, you know, Bill might have to come back for one last drink.
Right. And if he does, this isn't a bad place. I mean, I think that, you know, if you're going to work for someone, you would like an owner like a Jerry Jones who is involved, who does want to win, who will do anything to help you win. And then you can say, okay, you want to do anything to help me win? This is what we need. If you'll give it to me, I'll come. And I could see it happening. I could see it not happening. But again, I believe if it does, it's going to happen quickly or not at all.
Taking the fan off the field and ran out into the field. I thought Parcells said something very interesting listening to him on ESPN the other day about the fact that, you know, Jones is a guy who wants to win. He said in a league where there's a lot of lip service paid to winning, where owners, you know, of course the owner's going to say, I want to win. But there are owners that go all out to win, that do anything they can to win. And Jones falls into that category.
Yeah, and then there are owners on the other side that never do anything to win. And as long as they're owners, they probably never will win.
So they've taken care of the intruder. First and 10 at the 36-yard line. Bettis taken down by Brooks. Speaking of flirting, coming to ABC, 25 guys square off to win the heart of the Bachelorette. That competition begins Wednesday, the 8th of January, right here on the American Broadcasting Company. Now, the Pittsburgh quarterback situation. Cordell Stewart will make $6.3 million next year. Does he restructure the deal or what? Tommy Maddox signed a deal last year, 5-year deal counting this season. He's making $525,000 this year. He'll make $650,000 next year, or about a tenth of what Cordell is due to make. Here's Bettis. So if you're the Steelers now, and Maddox leads you, deep into January. I mean, you've got to go with him next year. Then what do you do with Stewart?
I think you, as you say, you have to go with Tommy Maddox, and then I think you decide what to do with Cordell Stewart. I'm not sure, how it fits in. If it fits in and you can handle it in your salary cap, I would think that you keep him. I mean, I don't really believe in getting rid of a relatively young player until you have someone better to replace him. And I'm not talking about Tommy Maddox. I'm talking about another young or middle-aged quarterback, because it's tough out there. I mean, it's tough to find these guys.
3rd down and 10 at the 36-yard line. Bettis to the 32. More on Cordell. Melissa?
Well, Al, he's really kept his mouth shut this year. He's been a model citizen, but I had a long chat with him yesterday to find out how he's really feeling about going from the Pro Bowl last year to the bench this season. And he felt like he wasn't given a fair chance to play through his early season struggles. And he said that if he made some of the mistakes that Tommy Maddox has made, he would be benched for it. And as you just mentioned, he is under contract with the Steelers next year. But he hopes that they'll allow him after the season to talk to other teams to see if a trade can be worked out. Because he said, I am a starter. I'm not a backup.
You're right. This year he's been really cool about the whole thing.
Well, you have to be, especially when your team's winning.
On 4th down, they're going to go for it. It's true the field goal opportunity. And Jerome Bettis is stopped short, so Tampa Bay is going to get it back, but only 3:34 on the clock. 17-0 Steelers.
Ever notice how many Ford trucks you see out there? Is it because they're so tough? Is it payload, horsepower, towing, their off-road capabilities, the Triton engines, lasting durability? Or is it all those things that have made Ford F-Series the best-selling truck for 25 straight years? Leadership has no boundaries when you're built Ford tough.
They call this art?
I'll tell you what I call it, brother.
It symbolizes my frustration of committing to a phone plan I don't always need.
You should be down at 10-10-220, little dude.
Yeah, it's a great phone service with no monthly commitment.
With 10-10-220, all calls up to 20 minutes or 99 cents.
It's cheap, whether you use it a little or a lot.
That is a great deal.
Now, this speaks to me.
It says cheap.
Dial 10-10-220. Brother.
Welcome back to the Shrine Auditorium. Oh no, look at these two. That is quite a dress. I could never wear that color, but wait, what's going on? Who's that? Girl, that is fly. Those throwbacks are classic.
Man, thought we was going to the game. Get it, we here now.
I'm feeling that fitted cap. Word to your mother.
And word to your father. I think word to the whole family.
Call it back, shorty.
A Christmas premiere. Celtics, Nets, Kings, Lakers. A Christmas Day doubleheader beginning at 5:30 Eastern. The NBA on ABC.
We got hoops.
Beginning Super Bowl Sunday, a new player on late night, Jimmy Kimmel. Hitting the streets to get a little practice in. Jimmy Kimmel Live, late night, starting Super Bowl Sunday on ABC. One very funny dude. Very funny. From the 33-yard line, Tampa Bay with Rob Johnson throwing, and that's caught up at the 38. And they've got to go without a huddle right now, hauled in by McCardell. Short gain. Dwayne Washington thinks he has a piece of the ball, but
Dwayne Washington just trying to hold him down so he can't jump up to get on the line of scrimmage for the no huddle.
2nd down and 5. 38-yard line. Rob Johnson swings it over the middle. Keyshawn, he's made almost every catch between the hash marks tonight. He's been living there, and Keys caught 7 for 114 yards.
Well, early when they were pressing him, he wasn't getting open, and now that the Steeler defense is playing a little soft, then there are some of these things underneath like this.
McCardell to the 43. Tell you who's loving this right now, Mike Sherman. Because the Green Bay Packers at the end of this game are going to be in the number 2 position instead of number 3. And believe me, if you follow football, That is a gigantic difference. The number 2 team has a week off and a home game and then just one road game to get to the Super Bowl. The number 3 team, no week off, home wild card, and then you go on the road. And these guys right now, the Bucs, are looking at a wild card game here and then to either Philadelphia or Green Bay and then probably to the other. And we'll probably have to win in both places to get to San Diego.
And they have a tough time. You know, that cold weather thing, that really is a deal for them. And the other thing is, you know, how bad is Brad Johnson? I mean, is this just a one-game thing? Will he come back and be 100%? When will he come back and be 100%? Because this offense is about Brad Johnson. And we can see without Brad Johnson what this offense is.
Flowers almost had the pick off the deflection. So Philly and Green Bay, the division leaders. Philly would have the tiebreaker. They'd be number 1. Green Bay 2. Tampa Bay with a loss tonight 3. San Francisco 4. Then Atlanta, if they win, they're in. The Giants, if they win, they are in. And New Orleans needs help. New Orleans needs to win and have one of the other teams lose next week. So will Matt Johnson come back next week in Champaign? And again, as we said, the Bucs with Rob Johnson taking off and picking up the first down are in danger, if they lose next Sunday night in Champaign, of dropping as low as number 4. That still gives you a home game in the playoffs, but a tough road to San Diego. 2-minute warning.
Okay, guys, get this bird put away and we're done for the day.
With a new available Power Stroke diesel, 5-speed automatic torque shift transmission, and the most torque and horsepower of any diesel pickup, F-Series Super Duty goes way beyond just getting the job done. F-Series, the best-selling truck on the planet, is built Ford tough.
On December 25th,
please open your textbooks. Your son has been pretending to be a substitute teacher.
Be anyone.
Hello, Pusher.
Are you a real-life pilot?
I sure am, little lady.
Go anywhere.
Man like you can buy anything he wants.
Do anything.
You've stolen almost $4 million.
Just never
FBI!
get caught.
Hey!
Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hanks, in a film by Steven Spielberg. Catch Me If You Can. Rated PG-13. Starts everywhere Christmas Day.
Can you keep a secret? Look what I bought Mommy for Christmas. Your mom gave me you. Yes, she did.
This holiday, how do you thank your wife for the best Christmas ever? Diamond solitaire earrings from Kay Jewelers would be a great start, and you can be assured of 2 things. First, that every Kay diamond is hand-selected for exceptional beauty, and second, that she'll absolutely love them.
The little angel assured me you'd love this.
The little angel was right.
Every kiss begins with K.
This is how high Dwight Clark jumped to make the catch.
Caught by Clark! Clark got a touchdown!
Coming in February, Ed O'Neill and Sweet Home Alabama's Ethan Embry. The Badgers back. Dragnet returns to television in February, right here on ABC. So here are the Bucs now at the 38-yard line. 17-0. Pittsburgh trying to pitch a shutout. Pittman. It's a funny kind of shutout because they took a 50-yard Gramatica field goal off the board. So at one point tonight, Tampa had 3 points, but not often does a team get shut out, especially this late in the season, and go on to win a Super Bowl. But it did happen once.
When was that?
Well, you were a part of it. 2nd down and 6. As Johnson throws incomplete. In fact, the only team to get shut out and go on to win a Super Bowl, the Pittsburgh Steelers, back in the 70s.
So where was I part of it?
Because you were the guy that shut him out.
Oh.
In 74. Lost 17-0 to Madden's Raiders. Minute and a half to go.
world's only personalized razor with 9 adjustable comfort settings. New Norelco Spectra. Set it for comfort.
There's something wonderful about a hamburger. It's one of the few things that brings so much joy. Made fresh, hot off the grill, all juicy and delicious with fresh toppings so it tastes great. It lifts your spirits and makes everything okay. That's the kind of hamburger we make. Wendy's Classic Double with cheese. It's better here. And our pickup window's open till midnight or later, so you can eat great even late.
You know what 5 seconds is? It's 5 seconds. You can't do anything in 5 seconds. Change a light bulb, 2 minutes if you're flying. Put your shoes on, 39 seconds at best. But that was in the time, before the playoffs, before 5 seconds became an eternity. Aikman to Irvin, Warner to Bruce, 5 seconds. Now people care more about 5 seconds than their dogs. Giving somebody 5 seconds of your time makes you a better person. That's how big the playoffs are. They took 5 seconds and created 5 seconds.
Don't let the party start without you. Be there live in Times Square for Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Nelly, Rod Stewart, Third Eye Blind, and more. New Year's Eve starting at 10, 9 Central, only on ABC.
Coming in January after football's off the air here on ABC. Miracles, a compelling new drama coming next month on ABC. Inside the bag, well, you know, they make up these hats for champions to be, and those will be broken out in short order here as Johnson throws from a Cardell, and there's no flag, incomplete. And we can tell you that Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Ford. The best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. Fidelity Investments, because you're not just invested, you're personally invested. And Norelco put it to the test. We talked about the NFC and what's going to happen here at Tampa Bay and the tougher road that they now have. Bill Cowher, with this win, still has a chance for the number 1 seed, still has a chance for the number 2 seed in the AFC. It could be 3 or he could be 4, but he still has a chance to get the bye. To be number 1, he'd have to win next week against Baltimore. Oakland would have to lose Saturday to Kansas City, and then Tennessee would have to lose to the Texans. Not likely, but
I think the thing is who's playing well, who's peaking as they go into the playoffs. I think that's what Pittsburgh is doing. I also think that's what Oakland's doing. I also think that's what Tennessee's doing.
Right now, no question. And that is caught by Keyshawn Johnson for the touchdown. So it takes them 58 minutes, 46 seconds, but they finally get in to Keyshawn. 18 yards.
That's the old definition of probably too much too late. You can just see, I mean, you get a touchdown on one hand, you want to be happy and say this is what we want to do, and the other hand is why didn't we do this in an hour and a half or 2 hours ago? Here again, you see they get caught inside on the rush, and Rob Johnson is able to get to the outside. Keyshawn Johnson just works the back of the end zone.
Martin Gramatica for the point after. And now the onside kick will come. Set up by a roughing the passer call because Aaron Smith cost his team 15. And then at 1st and 10 at the 18, they get into the end zone. But Tampa Bay, they'll think about this one. They'll think about giving up 17 points early in the game as the aerial coverage is provided by Southwest Airlines. They'll think about those 2 fumbles deep in Pittsburgh territory.
Yeah, and the other thing they'll think about is John Gruden likes to use the word juice. You know, that this player has juice, that guy has juice. I don't think his players had enough juice tonight. I think it happened early on. I think that the Steelers come out here right off the bat and punched them, and I think the Steelers had the juice, and I don't think the Buccaneers had it, and then the Steelers got enough of a lead that they lost the juice battle. And the other thing is they lose the talking battle, you know, because, you know, that whole thing about paper champions, Leaf, you know, Warren Sapp and all that stuff. Now the Steelers, after this one, they get to talk again.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, when you lose a little more than just a game. I mean, you lose some confidence. you lose the ability to be the talker. So Lee Flowers, I'm sure, is going to have something to say like, I told you those guys are paper champions.
And he can talk for a while because the way the schedule works now, it's not like the randomness of the past where you never know who you'd face. It'll probably be a while before Pittsburgh sees Tampa Bay again, unless it's in a Super Bowl. Here comes the onside kick. It goes out of bounds before it gets to the 40-yard line.
You know, and sometimes I've always hated when I was coaching. I didn't like the week that the Pro Bowl was announced, because you always got that who should have been on, who got on, who didn't get on, and that kind of takes up, I always felt, too much of the conversation. I think maybe there's a little of that with Tampa. I mean, they had all that conversation about Pro Bowl and who's in and not.
By the kicking team before the ball went 10 yards. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll re-kick.
And you know, I mean, they talk about that, and then they clinched their division yesterday, and then you just wonder, maybe that's why they didn't have the juice that they need to play against the Pittsburgh Steelers team.
Yeah, the only team I think it helped was Tennessee, because they said, hey, we didn't get anybody on the Pro Bowl team. Watch this.
Yeah, they didn't have anything to talk about.
Right.
You know, the only thing is who should have been, and they didn't do that.
Yeah. Well, there it is right now. As you saw, the top 3 teams at the moment, with the East still up for grabs, and that's going to be determined this weekend, of course, with the Miami-New England game and the Jets playing Green Bay. The Jets-Green Bay game has ramifications on both sides. That's why it's always beautiful at the end of the season to have an interconference game on the last weekend of the year, especially on a Monday night, but that's another story.
That's what I've always said, too.
Yeah, unbelievable. That will be in St. Louis next week for the Rams and 49ers. Okay, this is Dramatica again kicking off. And Dwayne Washington will take this one for Pittsburgh. John, we're going to break new ground tonight here.
But now we're talking horse trailer.
Well, there it is. The Bucs earlier this year had a trio. Tommy Maddox was the horse trailer guy with the Indianapolis victory. And Ricky Williams, Steve McNair. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen,
this is one that I've always wanted. You know, I've always said, let's get some big old linemen on these things. Yeah, it doesn't always have to be the quarterback and the running back and the wide receiver. You know, how about some offensive linemen? Why not?
So when you put an offensive lineman on, especially in a situation like this, you got to put the whole group out there.
That's what I think, because, you know, they have to work as a group, you know, with all the stunts and all the things that they do. And if they don't work as a group, no one guy can do it. And I think this group, the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line, did a great job as a group tonight.
Wayne Gandy, Alan Faneca, Jeff Hardings, Kendall Simmons, Marvell Smith. You have 4 number-1 draft choices, and Smith is the number 2. Russ Grimm, one of the Hogs, is the offensive line coach. He'll be very happy to know that his boys are up on the trailer.
I think put old Russ on there too. I mean, Russ
on there.
He was a great player. I mean, of all time, he's one of my all-time great guys that I thought was a player and a guy. And you know, those Washington Redskin teams and the Hogs and the, you know, that counter tray and big old Russ pulling and he was just a lot of fun. And he's still a very bright guy and a heck of an offensive line coach.
To Bettis. Also, the best supporting actor, Mike Logan. I mean, not often does a nickelback get very serious consideration for the trailer, but hey, Mike, you know, we were thinking about you, man. 3 tackles, 2 passes defense, the sack, broke free a lot, you know, came up the middle, pressure. Good job by Logan tonight.
No, you were. I think that was your guy. I think it was just one thing. You probably would have said just one guy. You probably would have taken Logan, and that would be good too. I mean, and it's not about all-star. You know, when we talk about the horse trailer, we take them all, and you gotta have, you know, nickel backs and dime backs, and you gotta have guys that'll block. You know, you need those big old hogs and stuff.
Yeah, well, I just think, you know, with all these stars, I mean, Jerry Rice is up there, and you get, you know, all of the quarterbacks and McNair. Yeah, then big would go, who's that?
Yeah. Well, we need those other guys that, you know, that make this game possible, that make it a game, that let those guys do what they do.
That is on 3rd and 1. And appears to have the first down. That's for winning the AFC North. That doesn't feel that bad when it's 64 degrees.
No, it doesn't. And when you win, and I'll tell you that one of the things that I've always respected about Bill Cowher is his players respect him, but even more importantly, he really respects his players.
Still a young man in his mid-40s. He's the dean in the 4 major North American pro sports. Only Bobby Cox, the Braves manager, and Jerry Sloan, the Utah Jazz coach, have been around longer than Bill Cowher in their current jobs. Lee Flowers, he can smile because Pittsburgh doesn't meet Tampa Bay again until 2006. So he can yak and yak and yak for the next 4 years. 17-7 Pittsburgh.
It won't hook up to our TV.
You don't want your gift of a DVD player or video game system to make the holidays blue because it can't be used. Come to Radio Shack and get the RF modulator. It's a cool little adapter for TVs that can't hook up those new electronics.
Sorry, baby. I should have checked the TV.
Check your TV to see if it has the right hookups, and if it doesn't, get an RF modulator from Radio Shack.
Is that a waterman bag? Nice phone. I gotta get a cordless headset. Hold it!
Funny how the holidays turn even the most serious business people into kids again. Consider Office Depot your toy store, because our people know exactly what business people want for the holidays. And we offer a wide variety of gifts at great prices. Office Depot, what you need to know.
They live on LA's mean streets. This February, they'll meet their match.
LAPD, I'm Detective Friday, my partner, Detective Smith.
From the creator of Law and Order.
You're under arrest for narcotics!
Am I good or what? Ed O'Neill and Sweet Home Alabama's Ethan Embry.
Don't play games.
Dragnet, coming in February to ABC.
Steelers clinch the AFC North, go to the playoffs again. Jerome Bettis, a big part of the story tonight. And the bus is with Melissa.
And, of course, a big congratulations in order. Got a little gift for you here.
Thank you.
After the way you guys started the season, 0-2, a lot of people, a lot of questions because there were so many expectations coming into the season. Did you think you'd be at this point? How good does it feel?
Well, it feels great, first of all. And we knew that we had a team to get here. It was just a matter of us, not making the mental mistakes. We put the ball on the ground too many times, and we beat ourselves.
You guys carved up the #1 defense in the NFL tonight. How'd you do it?
Well, it was just a matter of who was the bigger bully. They said they were waiting a full year for this. We beat them up down here last year, and they said they were waiting a year for it. And we said, hey, we'll see who's the bigger bully. We came out here and bullied them and showed them that we're the baddest on the block.
Talk about being a bully. Before the game, in pregame warmups, you and Warren Sapp got into it a little bit. What happened?
Well, it's just, last year they kind of walked all over the field in our warm-ups, and so we wanted to come out here and let them know that there was going to be no intimidation. We felt we were the baddest bullies, and we just wanted to let them know that we're coming in their house and we're going to bully them around.
This team, you're obviously headed to the playoffs. What are some areas of concern that you guys need to shore up before you get in there?
Well, first and foremost, it's health. I mean, we're kind of banged up. Chad Scott broke his hand a little bit this game, and so we just been beat up. We got to get healthy and get ready for the playoffs.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it for the hat.
All right, well, the Steelers are headed to the playoffs for the 8th time in Bill Cowher's 11 years in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's amazing, Melissa, as you say, the way they started on a Monday night, looking terrible against New England, looking terrible the next week against Oakland. But here they are going to postseason play. Next week we go to St. Louis, the Rams hosting the San Francisco 49ers. Gang, have a great Christmas, and stay tuned now for your late local news on the West Coast, a special edition of Monk. Al Michaels, John Madden, and Melissa Stark saying so long from Tampa.
Castroneves has won the Indianapolis 500. The Red Wings won the Stanley Cup.
New world champion.
Are you kidding me? Best final round ever.
They're on to their season. That is picture perfect.
The tradition continues. Sports' biggest events right here. This is ABC Sports Championship Television.
ABC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
Every Tuesday night, ABC presents the Comedy Extravaganza.